Welcome. Appreciate y'all joining myself and Movie this evening. We're gonna cover the topic of how to research crypto projects and the 7 steps that I personally use to research these projects, right? So let's keep it moving. All right, quick overview. These are the key things that we're gonna cover in this slide and within this class, right? So we're gonna cover the fact that research is a crucial factor when investing into anything, but especially into cryptocurrency, because you have so many projects out there that that are really scams or they lack any value. So research is very critical when you're trying to figure out what to get into, what to purchase, and if it's even worth purchasing. But key things that we'll identify here is, we want to know what the project does, who's behind the project, who created it, who developed it, and how does it stack up against projects within the same sector that are already, doing well. All right. So the first step that I typically take when I get into a new project, or I'm considering a new project, and this slide is pretty worded, but I'm not gonna stick on this like solely. So, but the first thing you want to do is understand what it does. What is the utility behind that project? What makes this project stand out above its peers, or how does it compete against its peers? But first and foremost, you want to make sure you identify what it does. Like, does it is it a metaverse token? Is it just a strictly a currency? Like, is it just meant to be a means of exchange? Like, all of those key things have value in itself, but you need to identify if it's even worth getting into it based off of that key component of what it does. If it does nothing, then it may be a meme token. It may be SHIT coin is what we call them. When they don't have anything of value, meaning they don't perform any function, right? So, and then after you understand what it does, or where you can find out what it does, you want to look into its white paper. So the white paper will identify all of the key components that will tell you what this particular token does. And as you're going through it, you want to write down any questions that you may have relating to what it performs, or how it performs, or what it does, so you can go and compare at a later time with the leading projects within that sector. If it doesn't have a white paper, that is, like it's stated here on the slide, that's a big flag. That's a big red flag. If it doesn't have white paper, that means it really doesn't have a direction. Like, they don't have a clear direction on what they're planning to do. So if you're developing a cryptocurrency and you can't identify a sector that you want to intrude in and improve and put that in a few pieces of paper, like, I wouldn't even consider that a project that's worth even, taking any interest to, right? So then you want to look into doing some research on the web, like doing some research on the website relating to that project. You want to see, how other people speak about the project, like what's the sentiment around this specific project, and how do like other analysts view it. You don't want to take their views as, God's word, but you certainly want to consider what they say, because at the end of the day, people drive the markets. So if the majority of the market is saying that this is likely a scam, it's probably a scam, right? That's not always, but you have those rare cases where you have something that just takes off and it's not a scam. They're just not developing in a normal fashion, right? And then the other last thing, you want to identify what they're trying to solve, what the project is trying to solve, right? So if they're a layer one blockchain coin, like what are they trying to solve by being better than Ethereum? Because Ethereum is the top dog of all of the layer one cryptocurrency projects out there. So if you have a new project that's wanting to do something similar to Ethereum, how are they doing that better than Ethereum? Like, for instance, like Luna before the crash, like that was one of the top competitors of Ethereum, right? Because for one, it did everything that Ethereum could do, but at a cheaper cost. And that's one of the major issues that most people have when you speak about Ethereum and transacting on it. It has extreme gas fees or transaction fees for people who are not familiar with what gas means in cryptocurrency. Um,
I think we lost you real quick, D-Wiz.
yeah, it kicked me off. Y'all
All
stand by. We're going to keep on rolling.
right.
Yeah, y'all can still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, cool. So, like I said, and that may happen more than this time where I get kicked off for whatever reason. This service is terrible right now. But like I said, Luna
You good.
is,
My bad.
trying to say it again, bro.
No, I was saying my bad to interrupt, but you're good, bro. You flowing.
Oh yeah. I'm good, bro. So Luna was trying to solve that problem of crazy gas fees or transaction fees that we were dealing with Ethereum. And there's a multitude of other projects that were doing the same thing, like Cardano or Phantom. Like those are heavy competitors. So you want to identify, like, what is this project truly trying to solve? Is it trying to form a new sector that's not currently adopted in cryptocurrency, or is it trying to compete with projects that are already out there and performing well? And how would they stand up against them? Like, you can't come into the layer one blockchain circle and try to compete with Ethereum, and your transaction fees are the same, then why would we even trust you? We just stick with Ethereum. So you got to have you got to provide some edge with your technology that's gonna make your project stand out and be head above the its peers. All right, so everybody understand that. So that would be my first step, understanding what that project does, and you know how we go from there after you understand that concept, right? Any questions so far? No questions. We're gonna keep it moving. All right. The next thing you want to do is identify if the project team members, their developers, the people who are behind the project, are they doxed? And if you don't know what doxed mean, it means that do you know who these people are outside of a profile picture of a character that they have on there? Like, can you pull up their LinkedIn accounts? Can you pull up their resume and view what they've done in previously within the same sector or the same space dealing with cryptocurrency? Like, what what uh what milestones have they achieved prior to building out this project that they currently have? So then after you do that, you want to look into, do they have any like strategic partners that are invested into the project? So like when you think of like strategic partners, you think of um, these institutional investors that are backing the project. Like one project that comes to mind is HBAR, and many of you may not know what HBAR is, but it's a layer one blockchain, also similar to Ethereum, and they have a lot of real world backers or real world strategic partners. And when I see things of that nature, like that gives me a green flag. This could be promising. You know, this could with them having so much funding backing, like they have to be building something that's head above, you know, anything else, or they can be very competitive in the space that they're trying to dwell in, right? So key in on that. That is like I mentioned it here and it's kind of short, but if a team isn't doxed and they can't, you know, stand up and say this is my product, that's a red flag. Like I would say in most cases that's a red flag, but in some cases I would say it's a yellow flag, meaning like just be cautious about it, right? Because like for instance, like we don't know who created Bitcoin. Like that project, Bitcoin is not doxed. Like we just know the name, and the name could be a he, she, or they, being Satoshi Nakamoto. But we know that Bitcoin is a asset that will change the entire like global marketplace for financial sectors. You know what I'm saying? But just keying on that. So that's not always a deal breaker, but you want to be cautious at minimum when a project isn't docs and you can't identify who the person is or people or team behind that project. Like just remember that and key in on that. But we're gonna keep it moving. So all right. Then you want to identify the level of activity that the project has. So, and I'm gonna go one for one on all these. Inactive projects may be abandoned or crypto scams. That is a fact. Like if you see a deck and they haven't posted much on their Twitter account or their website hasn't been updated, still has news from a year ago, they are not constantly, you know, updating their asset holders on the direction of the project, you know, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That means that they're doing one or two things. They could just be ducking their head and building, but that's likely not the case. You know, but more than likely they're, you know, they have a level of disinterest into the project, and they likely made money and they're like, okay, I made my money and I'm just gonna keep it moving. Let's go to the next project. You know, they may not be wholeheartedly um, interested in the development of the project or the full potential of the project, and they likely want to like rug pull and, you know, go on to something else. So then we go to the next thing: social media and internet activity. I kind of touched on that briefly. Website updated, regularly updated, social media. Like I just mentioned all of those things. So those are things that you need to key in on. And like I'll say specifically, you want to follow their Twitter account. You want to see if they have a Telegram channel. Like you can jump into a Telegram or a Discord channel for a cryptocurrency project, and in less than 5 minutes, you'll know what's going on because the people of the community will tell you, like just by you reading, they'll likely say this is a scam, uh don't buy, not worth your time. You'll see all these identifying like factors, and some of it is like FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But a lot of times when it's something that if it's a project that's very new and it doesn't have like a healthy community following, and you start seeing like a lack of activity from the developers or the team, and you start seeing these words by community put out, then you want to take those as somewhat truths, right? Now we go to the next thing. Like I said, community. A flourishing community on Twitter, Reddit, Telegram. I'm getting ahead of the slide, but I mentioned those things also already. You want to key in on Twitter, Reddit, Telegram, Discord, um, anywhere else that you can find some credible information for that project, and dig into the community and see if that community is thriving. If it's not thriving, then you likely have a project that's on the cusp of, you know, on a decline or dying out. like most cryptocurrency assets that are out there, they will eventually die out because they don't perform a function. Then we go into developer inactivity. So I mentioned that also. So you can check GitHub, like if you into like different coding and stuff like that relating to a project. If they're not active on GitHub, then that could be a red flag, but that more so deals with projects that are built upon smart contracts, right? You have some projects that are strictly cryptocurrencies, like means of their sole means of utilization is to be a currency, like a means of exchange. So they wouldn't be developing constantly, trying to protect their coding in a sense, with pure cryptocurrencies, right? So then we look into check to see if the cryptocurrency is being actively traded. So there's a few places you can check this. Like I personally look and view the blockchain, but you want to certainly see if there's a level of liquidity flow in and out. People are buying and selling that project on a daily basis. And depending on how the size of that project, um, you know, it varies on what to expect on how much they should be buying or selling in and out of that project. But you do want to see at least 100 transactions a day. I don't care what your project is. You want to see at least 100 transactions a day. And if you see at least that, then you know you can consider that the project is still being bought and sold, and they have a community that's willing to stick within the project, right? So, but yeah, level of activity is key, and that's my third thing that I look for. Let's keep on rolling. All right, and I mentioned this early on when I was doing the overview or key points. So you want to consider the competition, like I said. Um, you don't want to evaluate your investment in a vacuum. You don't want to be in a tunnel and have tunnel vision and say, like, I love everything about this. I don't care about anything else. Like you hear a lot of people, and some people may be on this call and they may love Shiba Inu, but I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people that were invested into Shiba Inu, they thought in a vacuum, like they thought within tunnel vision, and they had the idea of I don't care about anything else in cryptocurrency. I don't care what nothing else is doing in cryptocurrency. I love Shiba Inu. My cousin, he made off $100, he made $20,000. I want that same money. Like you can't think like that in this space because there's so many other factors that contribute to the development and the growth of a project. So I'm gonna pick on Shiba Inu a little bit here. Like people who were, digging into that community heavy, they would constantly bring up things like, yeah, they burning these tokens, they're doing this, they're doing that. But a lot of those things were really to keep the project afloat in a sense, and many people didn't understand those factors. So you got to look outside of that project and find, like I said, consider the competition. So you want to look outside of Shiba Inu and see what the competition is. What's their competition? Like first and foremost is going to be Doge. Now they're developed on two different protocols, but they both were bred out of meme coins, right? So how
He'll be right back. You can hear me, D-Wiz?
yeah, can y'all hear me? I'm back.
Yeah, I agree. We can
All
hear
right,
you. We
cool.
see your screen too.
All right, cool. So, like I said, Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, they're competitors, on the surface level, right? Their inner workings and everything are different. But when you look at them, they both were bred out of, the meme sector. But the the edge that Dogecoin has over Shiba Inu is that Dogecoin, it has this extensive time in the cryptocurrency sector. It's been through a bear market. It's been through various things. So the community is stronger for Dogecoin. When you look at Shiba Inu, they have a very strong community, but it hasn't stood the test of time. So that's one key factor that you have to consider when you comparing the two, right? Then also now where Shiba Inu has the edge over Dogecoin is things that Shiba Inu can perform and do. Like Shiba Inu was built on the Ethereum blockchain, so it has smart contract capability, meaning it can do staking. It can do, and I'll speak about these things on another day, but it can perform staking. It can do yield farming. It can create another token and have it fall up under the umbrella of Shiba Inu. And can y'all see me, because this thing said unstable? Y'all see me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. I can hear you. Can everybody else hear him?
All right.
I hear you.
Yes.
All right. So we'll keep it moving. I'm gonna get off Shiba. Maybe that's why.
They don't like you talking about Shiba, bro. You can hear me now, D-Wiz?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm a jump over to my
your
phone.
Right.
Yeah. So don't give me 1 second.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to stop talking about Shiba, bro.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, dang, I was just about to take over your class. Yo, what's going on, everybody?
All right. So it may drop off again. I'm gonna continue using the slides on my computer, but we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Is there echo or anything?
No, we straight. We straight.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
So even if this thing kicks us off again, I'm gonna keep rolling on my phone, right? All right, let's dig a little bit deeper into the examples below. Like I said, you want to look into your competition. And I mentioned this earlier about Ethereum. So Ethereum's competition is Cardano, which is ADA, and then you have Terra Luna, then you have Phantom, or then you have Cadena, which is KDA. And I mentioned Cadena because that's one of the promising projects that I'm looking to invest into myself during this bear market, because it is very similar to Ethereum being at its current state. Like KDA is a layer 1 blockchain coin, but it also at this current state is on a protocol of proof of work instead of proof of stake, which is what Ethereum is transitioning to, right? So, but with KDA, they figured out a way.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
What does proof of work and proof of stake, like what does that mean?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
My bad if I just threw you off.
No, you didn't, but I'm hearing the echo from my headset. That's what really throwing me off.
Okay. We don't hear no echo though, but no, I know that's gonna throw you off.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I got a question for everybody. Do y'all know what proof of stake means or proof of work? Y'all come mute your mics, yes or no, or drop it in the chat, say yes or no.
All right, I'm good now too, bro. So proof of work, right? Proof of work is what Bitcoin is. So when you have a blockchain or a protocol that uses proof of work, this means that they're using computers to decipher an algorithm to actually mine for the actual currency to send to the individuals who are mining that coin, meaning that you actually have to provide a function, a physical function that that mines the cryptocurrency. And that's what proof of work is. Like, so, and like I said, that's what Bitcoin does. That's what Ethereum does currently, but they're switching to proof of stake. Now, proof of stake, it works in a different manner where the computer isn't deciphering the algorithm. It works in the form of, and it's not really working. It requires individuals to purchase the asset and they hold it in a pool. And when you hold it in that pool, it allows for transactions to be moved easily along the blockchain, which and then it rewards the people who are staking that asset in that pool. And that's a form of proof of stake. So for example, like I could go purchase Ethereum, right? And I'll stake it in a pool and they reward me for doing so. And it's the same concept of what the miners are doing on proof of work. They're using their
D-Wiz.
computing power. Yeah.
I don't want to throw you off, but because I'm following you, bro, and I know, but as you're saying that, can you explain to what a pool is, like the liquidity pool?
Yeah. So let me make sure this thing. Okay. Yeah. So liquidity pool is it's a pool simply, but it is a place where investors stack their assets into one location to provide the function of swapping, selling, buying more easily for the entire ecosystem of that project. That makes sense. So, like, unless somebody has assets on, like, say, if you want to swap Ethereum for a stable coin, for like USDC, someone has to have a pool, or you don't have to, but it makes the function work better if you have a pool where both those assets are sitting in a location where if I wanted to go and say I'm on Coinbase and I want to sell my Ethereum back to USDC, the stable coin, I'll be able to do that seamlessly because of the function of that pool, because people are holding assets there to be traded on a daily basis or minute by minute basis, second by second basis. Like, that is the function of a pool. And that's the function in which a liquidity pool would provide. That makes sense.
Does that make sense to everybody? I know it makes sense to me, but does it make
sense
Yeah.
to me?
If it makes sense, y'all could drop some ones in the chat. That'll work.
if it don't, he'll figure out. I or him will figure out another way to like explain it.
Yeah. So where was I at? Moody got me off now. Where we at? What can you like? Yeah, we right here.
And I'm gonna just stop asking questions.
No. It wasn't. It honestly wasn't you. More so, it was this thing keep dropping off. But we're gonna keep
You was
it
on
moving,
the fifth
man.
slide.
Yeah, we're on the fifth slide now. So, what can you learn from recent price action? So that's what you want to certainly consider before you get into the project. So I'm gonna pick on Shiba Inu again because a lot of people know of Shiba Inu, right? They got into cryptocurrency within the last year. So a lot of people were FOMOing in to Shiba Inu, and they lack the understanding of technical analysis, right? So they just saw that the price was running and they wanted to jump on the wave. That is the quickest way to lose all of your money and your investment. Like, you have to go view a chart and see the most recent price action and consider the historical price action. Now, Shiba Inu now has like a significant amount of data to go off of, but last year, getting into Shiba Inu early on, you didn't have any price data to go off of to really consider. But that's what you want to certainly focus on is understanding what were the all-time highs, what were the all-time lows, where are the levels of support and the levels of resistance. Like, you don't want to buy in an uptrend. Like, you want to try to buy on the bottom, but there is very difficult to buy the absolute bottom. Like it says here, it's very difficult. Like, it is possible, but it's more of luck than, than actual skill sometimes. So, but just always consider before you get into a project, I don't care what it is, like, you want to look at the past data, look at the potential of where it could go. Like, then you want to consider all of the factors that we spoke about before this. Like, is it doing things that's gonna allow it to continue to grow, um, and get back to the levels that it was previously? Because it could have had a quick pump because it was a meme token, and now people don't like meme tokens anymore. So you could be holding on to a meme token that, is eventually just gonna suck your investments dry, right? So you certainly have to consider those factors when you consider where the potential of the price could go. And then when you do that, once you found like a secure level with you feel like it's fit for you to get in or purchase, like, you want a dollar cost average. You want to ensure that, and what I mean by dollar cost average is you want to, find an entry point and, purchase some. Don't purchase all that you plan to purchase in that one sitting, right? So if you want to purchase $1,000 worth of a token, and by the way, none of this is financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but when you go to purchasing, and I lost my train of thought quick. Look, but when you go to purchasing dollar cost averaging and you want to use $1,000 to purchase an asset, right? You want to break it up, right? You don't want to put that full $1,000 in that one day. Say you want to do 25% just to get your feet wet, right? And then say it pulls back a little bit more at a lower low, and you're like, okay, I'm a dollar cost average and get my cost basis even lower. So now I put an additional 250 in. Or now you're like, okay, I'm kind of comfortable with $500 worth of this asset. So now I'm gonna take and put this on a reoccurring purchase for every week. I don't care what the price is. I did my research heavily in understanding the value of this project. So every week, no matter what the price is, I'm gonna dollar cost average because I expect this project to continue to grow, not only by its community, but by its value. So you have to certainly consider the recent price action and its historical price action. Everybody, that makes sense for everybody?
Yep.
Cool. Let me check the chat real quick.
Oh, and just for future references, I am not a financial advisor either. So when I'm on the chart,
Yeah, you certainly got to say that. All right, let's keep it moving. Number 6, look at the market cap and the tokenomics, right? And I'm gonna go over what market cap and tokenomics is. So market cap is the best measure of identifying the true value of a cryptocurrency. Just because I have to tell people this, and I'm gonna pick on Shiba Inu again,
hey,
because
D-Wiz, you got a good question in the chat.
what's the question?
Hold on, let me go back to it. Guys, dang, should I dump the rest of my shit and throw it in Bitcoin?
I ain't answering that because I ain't a financial advisor.
Just listen to what he's saying. He's trying to give you the answer.
Look, listen, I still own shit, right? But I don't own like thousands of dollars of shit,
Me too,
right? But I
sold
got
a
into
lot of my
shit.
shit. I sold a lot of my shit, but
Yeah,
I got
yeah. I took profit. I took profit on SHIB. So everything that I have in there is just off of profit. So, if you never took profit on SHIB, I can't tell you that SHIB is going to go to zero. SHIB could be a top 10 cryptocurrency like it was last year or earlier this year, right?
I'm gonna just
Again,
D-Wiz, I'm gonna just read you the chat real quick. So after they asked if they could throw it in Bitcoin, he said, been getting smacked in it. Nah, bruh. Laughing out loud, help me. Laughing out loud, Richard Kevin Hart. And then
look,
they said, what's your take on XRP? And then somebody said, went from 30K to 13K, still holding it, but hodling.
eesh, eesh. Look, like I said, like I'm not a hater of SHIB, but what you have to understand is, cryptocurrencies that are bred out of a meme, like they usually have a shelf life, right? SHIB was an outlier though, so I can't really bash on SHIB because they had some people that were actually backing it to perform the way it did, and then they have people who I haven't done research on SHIB in probably a couple months now because I ain't had an argument with nobody about SHIB in a minute because they be ready to fight me, but but I would say this, if it was me, you can't go wrong with Bitcoin. Like if there was a safe asset in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the safe asset.
I'll say
So
I buy Bitcoin every week, and I don't care that it keep falling. I
yeah,
buy it every
so
single.
and I'll just give you some perspective. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but at minimum, in 10 years from now, Bitcoin will be at $500,000. Like you can take this recording and like keep it, have Bitcoin will be $500,000 despite what the market is doing right now. Like that's, to me, that's a fact. But it's gonna be $500,000. That's all I'm gonna say, right? So that's why I say you can't go wrong. Well, you can go wrong, but if you're looking for a safe haven in cryptocurrency that you can quote unquote call safe, Bitcoin is the safest thing that you have. Like Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency, but Ethereum isn't void of, you know, doing what Luna just did. It's not void of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not void of that occurring. Like it's likely not ever gonna happen, but it's not void of that occurring and Ethereum being like, because it actually did almost happen. So I'm gonna give y'all some homework. Go research about how Ethereum Classic became Ethereum Classic, and then compare that to how Luna has now become Luna Classic. And then, you can come back into the Discord server and tell me what y'all found out about it. But that could have occurred with Ethereum, but Ethereum is the second best safe haven. But I would say if it was me, I probably would put that money into Bitcoin if it was me, right? Or I would put it into Ethereum. But everything else, you know, it's still very speculative. Like even Bitcoin and Ethereum is still very speculative also, but I would certainly consider those over SHIB. And like I said, this is NFA, not financial advice. All right. Was there another question there? You said XRP. What do I think about XRP? I'm
Yeah, they
very
going
bullish.
in the chat. They over here.
Yeah, so I'm very bullish on XRP.
XRP, Chainlink, Mana. Of course, Chainlink is the oracle, but
Yeah. Chainlink I'm very bullish on Chainlink. I think it'll survive any bear market because it's the oracle of, and it maintains the price and value of all these currencies out. So like Chainlink will survive this bear market. It will be there and it will rise again. Mana, I'm gonna tell you about Mana in just a second. I'm gonna touch on XRP.
I
I
like
am
Sand
very
more than
bullish.
Mana.
So I'm very bullish on XRP, not because I like They're technology, but because outside of the SEC, these people, these countries, these institutions are waiting on XRP. And they want to do business with XRP because of the fact that they've built this payment system, right?
Go look at the video I dropped in the crypto chat, and go
Yeah,
look up who
XRP.
that lady is.
Yeah, XRP is yes, I'm investing in XRP. I'm not telling you to invest into it, but yes, if you don't have some and you were me or I were you, I would be buying XRP. um to talk about mana, right? I like mana, but I can see mana dying out. I can see it dying out, and I say that simply because I believe that everybody's not attracted to the pixelated concept of a metaverse. Like, I don't think they really would want to thrive in a metaverse like that. You know, more people would likely want to be able to identify some elaborate character in a metaverse or themselves. And Mana doesn't provide that function. And people are, I don't even know if people are truly building on Mana right now, but I read some statistics that globally Mana only has like 1,400 active members on a monthly basis. And that's pretty sad. So that lets me know that it could be one or two things. People are extremely early still, and or people are just right now they using that metaverse land as a potential flip to sell when more people come into it. But that also identifies them being extremely early. I believe that this, and I done kind of went off topic a little bit, but I don't mind it because I want y'all to get these answers or my perspective, right? I see it like this. I believe that the metaverse wave is still extremely early, but I also believe that we've not seen these corporations, these entities with the big money really get into the metaverse yet. And I say that because Disney has not done anything significant in metaverse yet. When Disney does something significant in the metaverse, a lot of this liquidity that are sitting in Mana, Sand, the other side, Bored Ape, like they're either gonna buy out these projects because they have very, very, very long money. And this is me just thinking, having some, foresight in the future. Like, I foresee them either buying them out or they get liquidity sucked out because Disney just built something that was extremely dope, that is family friendly, or what I'm saying. Then Facebook Meta, like, they either gonna get even richer or die trying with the metaverse. And that's what I see from their perspective. Like, they've been losing value, but they understand the long game. Like, they're converting their entire organization, their business model, to reflect a new world, being that the metaverse. So the big movers in the space, I don't think they've gotten into the space yet. So yeah, it's fun to be in the sandbox. It's fun to, be on Mana to some people. But I think Mana, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think Mana will survive when these big entities come into it. Sandbox is already like killing Mana right now. So, and then
You gotta
Board
look
Ape
at the
Yacht Club has the
you
other
gotta look at
side.
the
Like,
partnership that Sandbox already has,
yeah,
and the entertainers and stuff of that nature that they already have. Like, Mana was doing great. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I
yeah,
was happy, and I'm still happy with Mana. You know what I'm saying? That regardless of the
I
fact,
cashed out.
I'm still holding some. Like, I cashed out a good bit, but especially when it hit like 3-4. But long story short, I'm still holding them, but I'm more bullish on Sand rather than Mana, and it's just from the partnerships and everything that they continue to do, and the airdrops that they continue to do and things of that nature. Like, and if you own any land, so like I'm still bullish on them. But also there's another question in the chat, bro. And I was gonna ask you, I just don't have my other phone on me. We did buy Evergrow, right? It just sounds so familiar. I think we
Yeah,
did get the Evergrow, but
I
if I recall, I remember I took profits from Evergrow and everything that I'm holding on them right now, I'm super down.
yeah. So that ever grow, ever this, ever that, those were all rebase tokens, and the rebase token is like some crazy algorithmic like concept that rewards the holders of the token like significant amount of tokens, and the price consistently goes up. Like they have some kind of dying mechanism. Like almost all of the ones I got into, if you remember, Moody, long time ago, we got into HODL. I got into HODL. That was a token. Like these were all like a subsector of meme tokens that had some form of utility, right? By
Yeah,
providing the holders more tokens. Now you may get more tokens by quantity, but the value continues to go down after a certain amount of time, because if you're only providing more tokens, like you still have to have people buying in. You know what I'm saying? So it almost has like a Ponzi mechanism to it, but in reality, almost everything in life had some form of a Ponzi mechanism. But those in particular, if nobody's consistently still buying, like there's no value. So I personally, after I realized how the mechanics of them work, I stopped investing into them, even if it was just like $50. But let me finish out these last few, and then we'll come back to questions, bro. Um, but like I was saying, my number 6, look at the market cap, identify what their tokenomics are. So, like I was saying before, market cap, it is the best measure that you'll have when identifying the value of a cryptocurrency. Do not look at the price value and say, oh, that's cheap because it got 8 zeros to the right of the decimal point and a 9. Like, no, that doesn't mean that it's cheap. Just because Shiba Inu had 3 zeros to the right of the decimal point and a 3, or 4 zeros and then a 3 or 4, that doesn't mean that it's cheap. You go look at the market cap and it's over billions of dollars. I don't know where it's at now, but it got up to like 30 or 40 billion dollars in market cap, and people were still buying it. You know what I'm saying? And I was preaching on Facebook and everywhere I could, like, you have to understand market cap. Do not purchase a cryptocurrency if you don't understand what the market cap is. The market cap, to identify what the market cap is, I think I put it here, is the circulating supply of that cryptocurrency, the tokens that are circulating, times the price. That's how you identify what the market cap is. If it's at $50 billion, you are not purchasing something that's cheap. You are not. So keep that in mind, unless it's Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is probably like 500 billion, 600 billion. Like I told you, Bitcoin to be $500,000 in 10 years. So that's just my perspective. But that's because Bitcoin is granddaddy of them all, and it will, continue to grow. For one, because of its scarcity. But then also, then we have to identify what the tokenomics are. So this is something I'll key in on a later class. But when I teach y'all how to read the blockchain, so on the blockchain you can see how tokens are being issued to particular wallets, or where they mined by a miner, or you know what I'm saying, or were they outright purchased. Like you can identify all these things on the blockchain, and and that's what tokenomics is. So you have to ensure that you identify how the tokens are issued, what's the token count, meaning like what is the maximum supply, what's the current circulating supply. So if you have a token that has 500 billion maximum supply, but only 1 million are currently circulating, and the price is shooting through the roof, you bracing for a rug pull. And I say that because only 100 million is available to purchase, but you have a wallet over here that has 49 billion still in hand, and they just allowing you to push this price up, and they gonna sell all that they can of those tokens and cash out and rug pull you. So you have to identify those key factors. Then how many coins or tokens will the project founders hold, or the developers? Like, all of that should be identified either in the white paper, in the roadmap, but on a like pie chart. They should identify and say, okay, we set aside 5% of the entire amount of supply of our tokens for marketing, 5% for developers, 2% for giveaways. You know what I'm saying? All of these things need to be identified, and that's what tokenomics is, right? And then last thing, listen to your gut. Like, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Like that's a good or bad thing. Like, if everything aligns, and based off of these things that I've told you about that are good, then this may be a great project to get into. But then on the other hand, if it don't check these boxes, then it's likely not something that you want to invest your money into. So just keep that in mind. And let's keep on rolling. All right. So, and this is the last thing, right? You want to identify what exchanges is this cryptocurrency listed on. And one way or two ways that you can do that, you can use a data aggregator like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. You go on there, and they should have a label or a tab that says exchanges or marketplaces, right? You click on that, and it'll tell you how many centralized and decentralized exchanges that particular coin or token is listed on. Once you go inside there, you can also see like how much liquidity that actual exchange is holding, right? So you'll know if you can get in and out easily. Like, that goes back to us talking about liquidity pools. Like, you can easily see that you can get in and out by buying or selling that asset on that particular exchange. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, the key point in this last blog here, it says,
Always keep that in mind.
yeah, definitely. So some people choose to, purchase coins on centralized exchanges because they may feel like, it's safer to them, they're simple to them. And then you have people who are more familiar or experienced in cryptocurrency. They find decentralized options where you can either swap in a decentralized wallet, or you can go into decentralized exchanges like a Pancake Swap or a Uniswap or something of that nature, right? So you just have to identify what type of investor or trader you are to choose, right? But you definitely want to make sure, if it's something that you're looking to invest a ton of money into, right? If they're listed on one of these major exchanges like Coinbase or Binance, like, that's more of a safer bet that this is not a dud project, or this is not something that's going to die on me in the long term. It's not a guarantee, but it's a safer bet. If it's only listed on decentralized exchanges, you're running a risk. But that's why it says here, more experienced investors choose to get on decentralized exchanges. The benefit of getting on decentralized exchanges is that you can get to that asset long as it has liquidity before somebody that's trying to purchase it on these centralized exchanges. Meaning, it may not get listed on KuCoin, it may not get listed on Binance or Coinbase yet, but these decentralized exchanges are directly connected to the blockchain. So you can go and purchase directly from there and get into that project early if you've done all these 7 things that I mentioned prior to this slide. But yeah, let's keep it move in. Any questions about that? Or we got any questions in the chat?
Yeah, how do you find decentralized platforms?
So,
Ooh, he talking about money.
so it depends on the blockchain that you're trying to operate on, but you can simply Google decentralized exchanges for Ethereum assets, decentralized exchanges for assets on the Polygon network, decentralized exchanges for tokens that lie on the Luna's blockchain or Cardano's blockchain. But like I said, on these data aggregators like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, if you go into one of their tabs that says exchanges or marketplaces, it'll tell you, like, it won't specifically
Wiz,
say
are you able to
decentralized
pull it up?
exchange. Yeah, I'm actually show. I'm actually showing a second. So I already have that plan, but
just
yeah,
real quick, you can go in the Discord where it says DeFi wallets. I believe it's that one. DeFi wallets, and in private wallets you have like say Uniswap, like exchanges of that nature. Uniswap and PancakeSwap. I know D'Angelo was speaking on those, but you can use like say like the Trust wallet for it. They took it off of the iPhone, but you can still access PancakeSwap through with a Android phone. I think D'Angelo may have a little way to do it on the iPhone. I'm not sure if it's still working, but
yeah, no,
go ahead. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
nah, you good, but I was just gonna say, nah. So on Trust Wallet, you can still access. You can now access all of those things again because they allowed the in wallet browser to perform again. Like Apple was hating for a while, but now you can use their browser and access these decentralized platforms still inside Trust Wallet now. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to go over a couple things and just give y'all some examples of the things that we mentioned before. And the first thing I wanted to show y'all what a white paper look like, and it would be me doing some it wouldn't be just if I didn't show y'all what Bitcoin's white paper looked like. This was the first, right? If my internet gonna allow, okay. So this is Bitcoin's white paper, and it's Satoshi Nakamoto. He's outlining what Bitcoin will provide, the function that it will provide. Like you can pull this up anywhere. Just Google Bitcoin white paper. How the transactions would happen. Uh, Understanding what proof of work means, the network in itself. The key thing, I'll scroll down here. Where is it at? Conclusion. Like I really like this because it kind of overviews like everything and gives you like a quick synopsis of what the Bitcoin white paper stated or what Satoshi stated. And it's funny that he states we or she, but it says we have proposed. So that just kind of that adds to the mysterious like identification of who Satoshi Nakamoto is, because this is stated with a we. And I just noticed that as I'm reading this, but I just want y'all to see that also. But yeah, this is Bitcoin's white paper. You can read it. I suggest you read it so you can understand what Bitcoin is all about, how it came about, like what function did it provide? It came out of the Great Recession in 2008 after the housing market crash and stuff like that. So that was its initial purpose. And like somebody posted this project, which is VLX, VLX, which is this is their excuse me, this is their white paper, right? VLX is a layer one blockchain that was a fork of, and I would say a carbon copy of the Solana's blockchain. It acts and functions just like Solana. You can actually buy this now. Like I was investing in it early on when they first came about. And VLX, they proclaim to be the fastest blockchain in the entire layer one ecosystem But this is their white paper, and you can find this on their website, like velas.com, and then they likely have a link where you can go and click on it and pull up the white paper. So if you find a project that you're interested into and they don't have a white paper, like we said in the beginning, red flag, right? Then also, if it has a white paper, and not every white paper needs to be this thorough, like this one is kind of lengthy, right? Has like all these different concepts in there, but it's good to go and read it. Now, I'll tell you this, I don't always come read these white papers because some of the concepts are like way above my head because they're speaking on the level of like a developer, and some concepts I don't completely understand, right? But so I don't tell you to just dig into this like wholeheartedly because somebody else could explain it better. And what I mean by that is there's a ton of YouTubers out there, and some of them are good, some of them are terrible. But the YouTubers that I like to rely on are those who aren't biased. And I'm gonna show a couple of the pages that I believe that aren't biased, and then some of them I really look at for entertainment. What was you about to say, bro?
No, I was saying let's go. A lot of people, you know what I mean? You know, I'm big on just showing people where I learn from. Because not every it's impossible for you to just figure everything out on your own. You have to learn from other people as well. So I was
That's
just
a
like
fact.
giving you your flowers, but like let's go. Like, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
There's
I
a lot of
appreciate it,
people
bro.
we learn from, and there's dope YouTubers and other people that do what we do. And it's just like, it's just about connecting with them, or even if you're not connecting with them, like studying what they're doing and seeing what they're doing, and you're going to continue to get better and better. But that's how you study. That's how you research. You research other people that's doing what you're doing, and you research the projects that you're doing. Why? Because D'Angelo's going to have a different insight, then Moody's going to have a different insight, Jordan's going to have a different insight, right? So it's always best to just be picking people's brain and just looking at the other people that people are researching as well. But yeah, bro, shout out to you, bro. Dope.
I appreciate it, and that's a fact. Like I've learned from a lot of people. Like I've learned from Moody about some stuff in cryptocurrency that I didn't know, and I like to view Moody as a peer of mine in this space. Anybody that's like sitting on the edge of, you know what I'm saying, feeding their brain consistently with this sector. Like I like to view you as a leader in this sector. Like just because you've been in this sector for extensive amount of time, if you're not actively engaged and learning, like you really hold no value anymore. Because if you view cryptocurrency on concepts from 5 years ago and just that, and you don't continue to learn, like you can be very stubborn and be like, I only want to buy Bitcoin. I don't care about anything else. I respect you on that. But if you don't learn about everything else, then it's very difficult for me to consider you a leader in the sector, if that makes sense, because you're not advancing your mind around what's growing. Because Bitcoin, the development of Bitcoin hasn't changed in some time. Like it has added some, you know, some upgrades and stuff like that to Bitcoin, but we're still viewing Bitcoin as a means of exchange, possibly, but who really wants to give up their Bitcoin? But truly a store of value to compete against gold. And it could potentially be a global currency, but like I said, who really wants to give up a scarce asset there's only 21 million of them that'll ever be produced, right? So, but let's keep it moving. Like I said, and from that question, when you want to identify exchanges, right? You could come here to CoinMarketCap. This is a data aggregator. It has everything that you want to know. But ooh, look at Bitcoin. Look at y'all see that? Ooh.
I was trying to tell her, bro. What's happening,
Ooh.
bro? Hey, you know what I'm saying? But it's
Ooh.
going to zero.
Yeah, it is going zero. Stop playing. So, but yeah, CoinMarketCap has everything that you need to research particular projects. Like And a lot of the information that we went through in this class and identifying how to research projects, you can solely use, or you could use CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko as a resource for. So we would go to exchanges, and mind you, I don't use the web version. I use the phone version. So this is almost foreign to me to an extent, but I can click exchanges, right? Let's see what comes up. So you can see all the top exchanges here. But if you want to look specifically for decentralized exchanges, you come over here to DEX. That's what DEX means, right? Once you click DEX, and y'all bear with me with this slow internet. So it's going to give you the top decentralized exchanges. So, and this is all of them that's worth dealing with. I'll say that much. Like there's more than this that'll even be listed here, but these are the ones that you want to deal with, because the other ones they may lack liquidity. But top dog of them all is Uniswap, because Ethereum processes likely the most transactions. And DYDX, I don't know what DYDX does. I'm gonna have to look into this one, but it's second. Then you have PancakeSwap, which that's where you see all of majority of your meme tokens. You know, you had SafeMoon on PancakeSwap. That's where you exchange primarily. Like this is where you see majority of your Binance smart chain tokens on PancakeSwap, right? And then you have all these down here that let me see if it identifies no, it doesn't. But Uniswap is the Ethereum blockchain. PancakeSwap is Binance's smart chain. Right. I don't know who that is, but could you mute, please? Appreciate you. So, but we're gonna keep it moving, and I'll show y'all CoinGecko. So CoinGecko is my preferred data aggregator, right? I use CoinGecko more than I use CoinMarketCap, and it's just a preference of mine, but they do the same thing. Like you can come here and pull up exchanges, and you can find those decentralized exchanges, right? But what I'm gonna also do, I'm gonna back up if this thing don't take too long. All right, so let's go look at Shiba Inu. What's up, Shib? Right. So when you want to do your research about a project, you can come straight to CoinGecko, and as you can see here, you can pull up their website. You can either go on Etherscan and see what transactions are happening on the blockchain. You can go to their communities. Remember, I identified the communities. You can see what the community is saying about SHIB on Reddit, Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. Then you can also come down here and you can identify the market cap. SHIB current market cap is 6 billion, right? Remember I said, like at one point, I think it was over 40 billion. Like that is not a cheap project. That is certainly not a cheap meme coin turn utility coin. So even at this level, like it's down significantly from the highs. But you know, if SHIB survives, it's a top 16 coin of all cryptocurrency. If SHIB survives this bear market, like at these levels being low, it could significantly grow back to where it was after this bear market. But me personally, I just much rather put my a significant amount of money that I will hold in SHIB into, you know, better opportunities. Like I said, with Bitcoin. Can y'all still hear me? Because I think this thing is going in and out.
Nah, yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Okay, cool. So like I said, identify the market cap. It's right there. Identify the circulating supply. So I don't even know what that number is, but it's big, right? This is the current circulating supply. It looks like it's half of what this is. I could be wrong, right? So the other half of this, I think actually they I remember Vitalik burned a lot of their tokens early on. So a lot of these tokens are probably already burned. But this is the current circulating supply. When you're trying to identify what the market cap is, you're going to multiply this circulating supply times the current price, and that should add up to this market cap. Now, to identify, you'll see every now and then where to say diluted market cap, right? And that's the total supply multiplied against the current supply, right? So the diluted market cap is simply saying if all of these tokens were in circulation, this is what the market cap will be. And that's what that meant. So then you can also identify, like I mentioned before, you want to see if a project is very liquid. Like, are people actually buying and selling? So, well, people buying and selling the hell out of Shiba Inu. In 24 hours, some people have bought and sold $635 million worth of Shiba Inu today. And that's probably a lot of people buying today because, I mean, people buying and selling. Let me take that back because me and Moody had a conversation about buying and selling before this call. But there's a ton of information here. Like I said earlier too, you want to identify what the all-time low was, right? The all-time low here. Shiba Inu then ate up a lot of zeros, right? And now the all-time high was 4 zeros and an 8616. That was the all-time high 7 months ago. So there's a ton of good information that you can use strictly by coming to CoinGecko CoinMarketCap. Like, it'll tell you damn near everything that we covered in those 7 steps to researching cryptocurrencies. So this is my favorite though. CoinGecko is my favorite. You can also see so many other things. Say again?
Let me stop interrupting you, bro. I'm over here grocery shopping. I just said me too. My bad.
Oh, you good, bro. Give me some, man. Some sushi or
What
something.
you want, bro? Let me know, bro. I got you.
I'll play. All right. So, all right, let's keep it moving. I want to show y'all a few YouTubers that I look at and I view as a resource. And I like their content because it's very unbiased. Like, they don't form opinions that sway me to believe I should buy something. Like, I want to have that thought process myself, like based off of the content, right? So let's go here to the first YouTube channel. And I think this is Coin Bureau. So I really appreciate the content from Coin Bureau because this is likely the most informative tool that I use when I get a deep dive about a project, because he's very like detailed on the good, the bad, the ugly about a project, and he doesn't sway. Like, he's adamant about saying not financial advice about stuff also, but he's adamant about telling the audience like everything that you need to know about a cryptocurrency or the current market condition. So, and he's very informative. So Coin Bureau is a good follow. Like, I'm subscribed to him. I watch him like every day. He drops a video like every day. And they're very detailed. Some of his beginners in the crypto videos are very detailed. They're great. I'll drop one of those in the chat for people who are interested in, learning more about crypto. But he does very well with presenting the information about cryptocurrency. Right. So then the second YouTuber, and there's a ton of them, but I'm just gonna tell y'all the few that I really value their information. Okay, so there's another channel like this one too, but Whiteboard Crypto, they don't always talk about a specific cryptocurrency, but if you're trying to understand like crypto in layman's terms, like, they do a very good visual like of what cryptocurrency is and what it's about. And like, you can see here, this is a cryptocurrency Bancor, like they did 3 weeks ago. Like, I haven't watched this, but it'll likely give you a very detailed view of what this project is, or going over Harmony. I actually like Harmony too, so I need to research Harmony some more. Run, like definitely, you know, subscribe to this channel. Is very detailed, very informative. I really like the content here, and it's not biased. It allows me to formulate my own opinion. It doesn't sway me to think anyway for or against the project, right? Then the last one is Sheldon Evans. So he doesn't put out a lot of content, but he's the same way. He doesn't formulate opinions that sway me to think any type of way, right? But his content is very informative, and like I've just went on a whim and just bought something based off of like what he's like spoken about on particular like projects, and he's spot on most of the time. Like he was heavily invested into Luna, so I wonder if he does like a review about Luna soon. He actually was one of the first people that kind of pushed me into like digging into Luna more deeply and the potential of it. So who is that? What's his name again? His name is Sheldon Evans. Give me a second. Let me pull that up. Pull the chat up because I see y'all dropping some messages here. Cool. But yeah, Sheldon Evans he's the last of the three that I have here. Like I say, I follow a lot of YouTubers and I get some very valuable information from these pages, right? But let's keep it moving.
D-Wiz out here trying to show people how to become a wizard.
Man, I'm just trying. I'm just trying to give as many people the game as possible, man. There's opportunity out here. Oh, last thing, partnerships. And I'm gonna come back and answer all these questions in the chat. But remember, I was speaking about partnerships early on. Go ahead,
real quick, because I know you ain't mentioned it, but are you doing something today?
Oh, what's
up? Like NFT wise or something?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that. I'm gonna drop that in a second. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. The 29 people that's on here, stay tuned. But like I mentioned early on, you want to identify if these projects are into any partnerships or being backed or invested in by any key partnerships that are providing like liquidity to maintain that project so it can function at its highest level. So I'm gonna scroll through here and I just Googled some projects like Hyperledger. I don't know what Hyperledger is specifically, but you look at their partnerships, you got Airbus, Cisco, Intel, IBM, and all these other ones here. You look at Ethereum, BP. I didn't know they was dealing with BP. BNY Mellon, you know, look at all these Microsoft, Intel, JP Morgan, like these are people who are backing or partner with Ethereum specifically. The Stellar Lumens, they're partnered with IBM, Stripe, and then most recently MoneyGram. Like that's major. When you see things like that, Ripple, look at all these partners from Ripple. Like these are big money people, like you know, banks and stuff. So that are backing these projects. MoneyGram is, I didn't know they was backing Ripple. I think they stopped backing Ripple after the SEC thing. So I don't know if y'all know, but I am I'm partially bullish on Stellar Lumens because I got a vendetta with Stellar Lumens. Moody know, but I ain't gonna go into that. But I am somewhat bullish. Bro? I am somewhat bullish on Stellar Lumens because of their partnership with MoneyGram. Like I don't believe Ripple has this partnership anymore. But when you think about how significant like that is to have a connection with MoneyGram when or like a Western Union, like imagine like how many people currently send money, like foreigners that come to the US or any country, and they send money back home to their family, like using MoneyGram or Western Union or something like that. When you connect with a blockchain technology project like Stellar Lumens, you cut out that middleman. Like you don't have to go to Walmart or go to one of these stand-in locations and process you. Or I'm sure you can probably do it from your phone. Now I haven't sent MoneyGram or Western Union so long, but what you cut out also is the transaction fees. When you send money over a blockchain like Stellar Lumens or XRP, I think you ain't muted, Moody. But yeah, when you send a transaction over a blockchain like Stellar Lumens or XRP, you do it for very little transaction fees, like a fraction of a penny, like every time you send it. When you go send through Western Union or MoneyGram, I don't know how much it is. It may be $1, it may be $5. I don't know because I haven't done it in a while. But it costs. It costs a little bit, whether it's a significant amount or not.
You want it in back? I'll help you.
Moody, I'm about to mute you, bro. Who you talking to? Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second, 1 second. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. All right. But yeah, these are the partnerships like VeChain. Like VeChain, I'm very bullish on VeChain. They have partnerships with BMW, Microsoft. Like that's what you want to look for. And a lot of this information will be on the project's website. You go to their website and you scroll through, you'll see listed because they want to ensure that you see that who they're partnered with, right? So just keep that in mind. Partnerships are certainly a benefit. It's not a deal breaker. It just may mean that, you know, they may be very early and they may not have attracted, you know, people who want to invest into them yet. So just keep that in mind. And I think that was it for as far as like giving y'all overview. But let me jump in the chat. I want to see what questions y'all may have. Let me scroll back. Yeah, I see that 30K to 13K. That's tough, man. That's crypto though. Let me see. Dennis said, what about ETH 100K? I could see ETH definitely within the next bull run. I could see it touching that 10K that everybody's been wanting it to touch. Like ETH, if everything goes well.
10K this year, bro. Stop playing.
God, man.
10K this year, December. I keep buying it for my mom, bro. I ain't even
look, I'm gonna tell you. So Ethereum has the potential to somewhat decouple, meaning like separate its like connection to Bitcoin this year if they have this Ethereum upgrade to proof of stake. And it goes well. Like as of now, it's been delayed so many times. But if they execute it and it goes well, we could see Ethereum pump and go higher this year, but then retracing back down and, you know, going to a low like Bitcoin is like currently. But yeah, I don't see Ethereum going to, huh?
I said, of course, it's just to take profit.
Oh yeah, that's it. I don't see Ethereum going to 100K in 10 years. That would be like a crazy market cap. And I say that because Ethereum has so many competitors. Like there's gonna be somebody that's gonna be neck and neck with Ethereum likely. So like Cardano is, and I always leave out, but the BNB chain, like it has a lot of meme factors to it. It has a lot of meme tokens, but the BNB chain is a carbon copy of Ethereum with cheaper fees. So yeah, so I don't see Ethereum going to 100K like in 10 years, but it will significantly increase like in the coming years for sure. Maybe not this year. This year is gonna be likely to the rest of this year and possibly next year. Like we could be in a stagnant market or a market that's very that could go down lower and then consolidate for some time. So let's keep it moving. Silver or gold. Dennis says silver, gold. I don't really get into those two too much, but I'm gonna say gold is king in that sector. But I remember seeing uh during the pandemic, during the height of the pandemic, you seen gold uh increasing like
Oh no,
significantly.
bro, I wasn't talking. Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. I meant to say I hit enter without finishing. I meant to say Bitcoin is like gold and Ethereum is like silver, basically.
Yeah,
That's what I meant to say, but I hit the
yes,
button.
yeah. So I can agree on that. What the way that they used to explain it, um, a few years ago when I first got into crypto, like um Bitcoin was gold, and then they viewed Ethereum as like oil, and then Litecoin was silver, right? But you can look at it like that.
Still got
You know what I'm
the
saying? It's
pictures.
just
Yeah.
like a lower class asset, right? But you can view it like
My,
that for sure.
my bad to interrupt, D-Wiz, but no, yeah, I'm gonna go in my archives. I still got the pictures of where like way back when how that's how it was. I'm not sure who had put it out or whatnot, but I know that's when I was researching you. But if we talking about gold and silver though, I say both. And the only reason why gold being king, but both, don't forget about silver. And it's just because you got to think about half of more than half of the gold that you see, it's, you know what I'm saying, gold plated, or it's like um vermain or like gold filled, right? So if you know about jewelry, so it's like regardless of the fact the underlayer is still silver, not everybody is like wearing solid gold. So I always say don't forget about silver because you need it regardless.
Yeah, I agree on that. And then somebody said, "What's my thoughts on Soul?" So I have like I'm bullish on Soul in the event that they can figure out how to not having their blockchain crash or like manually stop their blockchain. If they can figure that out, I'm bullish on Solana. But if they can't figure that out, Solana could die out because the worst thing that you can have when dealing with a currency is not being able to move that currency when you want to. So that's a major factor. So like I don't know if y'all realize, but at least like 5 times this year or the past year, Solana has their blockchain has been stopped. Like they manually have to stop it because they were getting too many transactions. So as this ecosystem grows, these transactions are going to increase also. So if they can't mitigate that, then I'm not investing in Solana personally. Like I personally don't invest in Solana anymore. Like I got in Solana when it was like $20. Um, I caught the run up all the way to 200 some bucks, and I cashed out, bought some NFTs with it, but I no
Hey
longer
bro,
hold
hey bro,
Solana.
hey bro, when did you get in?
Quiet.
No, I
Look, I
mean
got in.
I didn't
Listen,
catch.
I got in at like $23. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all why I
But
got
where
in.
you but what was that other number you said it went to?
Yeah, it was a good 200 some bucks.
Oh Jesus Christ, I'm gone.
Yeah, that was the top, and I cashed out. But so I got into Solana because of what it was doing and how it was developing, how it was gaining so much eyes on it and traction. But once it got tested, and you know, although it has like minimal transaction fees and it has like it's like one of the fastest blockchains when it's working, like, but the fact that they manually stopped it because it was overheated, Like that's a red flag for me. Like even at it being one of the top blockchain cryptocurrencies, that's a red flag, and that could cause it to not survive long term. So I'm no longer investing in Solana. Not telling you not to invest into it, but if they can't figure that out, it won't survive, and that's just my opinion. Um, let's see. Okay, she got the Sheldon Evans. How low do you see Bitcoin going before it goes the next bull run? What price points do you think would be good entries? So with Bitcoin, I have a couple theories. The very worst case scenario, very worst case scenario about Bitcoin that I foresee is we go below $15,000. That is the very worst case scenario, and it's a possibility, right? And I say it's a possibility not based off of anything chart related, but because of the fundamental dynamics in which we are in right now. Like we are either in or on the cusp of a recession. We have crazy high interest rates. We have a housing market that's like extremely inflated, 30% higher than the market value, true value should be or more. So there's so many factors that are saying that we about to implode, like we about to explode, and we could see a significant downtrend of all assets, all financial markets, right? So like I said, Bitcoin going down under 15,000, I think that's a possibility because for one, Bitcoin has not experienced a recession. Bitcoin was created because of the previous recession, but it has not experienced what a recession looks like. So that's kind of scary for me, meaning not scary, but that could present opportunity because what I know for a fact to me, Bitcoin is not going anywhere because everybody that's got eyes on Bitcoin, they see the value. They see the potential. They see that, this is something that this is the next level of currency that we should be transitioning into. Like I've had this conversation on my introduction into Bitcoin, and I talked about how every currency has a lifespan, like because the people have to adapt, or like the people have advanced into another to another way of life, or they have another necessity or need for the currency to perform in a particular way, right? Or the store value that we hold, like I don't even know what the store, I'm gonna have to research this. I don't even know what we viewed as a true store value before gold, because we've been viewing gold as a store value and it was like king. But Bitcoin is a store value that has way more utility than what gold has. You can transact with Bitcoin faster, for cheaper. You don't have to, like, if you have $1 billion worth of gold, like you're gonna have to put it on a ship or a plane. It's gonna cost to do that. If I got $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, I could send you that from my phone right now. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's gonna check and say, "Hey, why you sending that?" Like nobody's gonna say, "Hey, you can't move that because we don't hold that." No, like you don't have any red tape. So, but like I said, back to what the question was saying, I see Bitcoin potentially going below 15,000 if we have these other factors weigh in on it. And that's the absolute worst case scenario. Do I see it breaking below 10,000? I don't. But like I said, it's a possibility with the current structure of the of what we're dealing with the global economy, right? Now, on a more level-headed basis, I could see Bitcoin not breaking below 20K, right? I could see it like resting there and 20K being a psychological level, because in the previous bull run in 2017 to 18, Like we capped out at like 19,000, I think it was 600 or something, right? I don't see Bitcoin going back down and breaking below that. And that's just me, you know, thinking level-headed about it. Now, right now, we're seeing the price increase currently, but I believe that's just a short-term relief bounce. And I think we do go back down and retest that 25K and likely break below it. We don't have any reason to specifically jump and go to new all-time highs, or even potentially try to test higher resistance levels, because we don't have any like regulation guidance that we're sitting on. We have so many factors that aren't being executed that's weighing on Bitcoin, like fundamental factors. So I hope that answered the question without me pulling the chart and just kind of showing those levels. But I just want you to have my perspective fundamentally. And at a later time, we can pull the chart and talk about those things specifically. But let's keep it moving. What are your thoughts on crypto.com? It has its own website. The name is now on what used to be the Staples Center. Is there anything to it that can provide sustainability? So I am extremely bullish on crypto.com and FTX.us. I'm extremely bullish on both of those because they're doing very similar things. They're putting the brand of crypto out there. Like every cryptocurrency commercial that you see is either a sports figure or somebody prominent that people like in the world, and they're attaching to these people as a marketing tool. Like they're putting crypto in your face 24/7. And just by having the name crypto.com, like that alone is like putting it in your face. But I'm very bullish on crypto.com, not just because of their marketing details and their marketing ways, but because they developed their own blockchain. And their blockchain is called Chronos. So I can see crypto.com or Chronos chain being very competitive to the BNB chain, and possibly, you know, competing with Ethereum because they perform the same stuff that Ethereum does. So I see crypto.com as an asset that I would certainly continue to dollar cost into. And like I said, FTX.us, I posted about it earlier today in the Discord server. Like FTX.us, they don't have a blockchain, but they're following the same recipe that crypto.com is. Like they're putting it in your face. Like they got Steph Curry, they have Tom Brady making commercials for them. Like, yeah, so I'm very bullish on both of those. No problem, no problem. I think that's all the questions. Anybody got any more questions? Like we got time. We got time. Y'all can hop on the chat before I go into what I wanted to speak about to y'all relating to the NFT. So y'all can drop any questions y'all would like. I don't know if I can pull this up on here, but I'm gonna try to do it. Let's see. No questions there. So yeah, so I'm gonna talk about, I'm not sure how many of y'all seen in the chat, but so I've created collections of NFTs personally, and I would like to give out a free NFT to somebody this evening. The only thing that I need for you to do is to create a MetaMask wallet. MetaMask wallet, it can be uploaded on any device, whether it be on your
Wait, what?
on your laptop.
What's going on?
I'm giving away NFT, bro.
What kind of NFT?
I'm
Can I
about to
get
show
one?
you. Yeah,
Let me
my
stop my
man.
gas up.
You my brother, man.
I'm over here. I'm always wanting
You already
something.
knowing. So my NFT project is based off of John Michel Basquiat. So the concepts are based off of that. And like I my inspiration is solely tied to how he created his art pieces. And if this thing pulls up, I'll show y'all what they look like. Like I view them as, you know, very abstract, but what I try to do is capture like iconic moments and create art out of them. So if this thing pulls up, if it doesn't, I did drop the link in the chat and I want y'all to view it. But the only thing, this is what this is how I'm gonna give away this NFT and what I require. I just require, and I may not even choose. I may have somebody else randomly choose, but I want someone, you know, to go into the chat in the server, give a review of what y'all learned today, but also specifically detail like one of the components that you didn't know and you learned that was of value to you in today's class. So go into the general go into the general chat and do that. And I'm gonna choose somebody, or I
Should
have
they do
somebody
it
choose somebody.
general chat or testimonials?
You can do it in both. You can copy and paste in testimonials, but put in a general chat. Just say that you just speak about what value was added, like, and then also I do want some feedback about how the class was. So whether good, bad, indifferent, however you feel about it, please provide that feedback. But most importantly, for those who will be receiving, or the individual who will receive the NFT, I specifically want to know like what you learned in the class that was of value to you. So speak on that, and either myself, Moody, somebody gonna choose and I'm gonna send an NFT to. But you first and foremost have to download the MetaMask wallet, right? And if you've not done that before, you need to write down those secret keys, the C phrase that's on there, and store it away. If you lose that, you'll lose this NFT that you're gonna get, or any assets that you ever get or pay for in that wallet. So make sure that you download the wallet, you know, do everything to set it up, and then I'll need your public key to send that address to. So I'll show you I'll show in the chat how to get there and retrieve the public key. But don't post your public key out there. Once we've chosen who the individual is, then I'll ask you for your public key, but don't send any private keys, anything. Don't send anything, but just post what you learned from this class today. And that's about it, man. I appreciate y'all being here with me on this Memorial Day, you know, celebrating the fallen soldiers. Previous years, I'm a veteran myself, so
Not bad. I was just about to cut you off, and I ain't even tell you that today, bro. It's just I don't be celebrating nothing. Happy Memorial Day, bro, and thank you for all the services that you've done.
no, don't look, don't thank
bro,
me. This
call my
today,
own
listen,
brothers or uncles. I clearly forgot.
I appreciate it, but today is for the fallen, and today ain't for me.
Oh.
Today is for those who served and didn't make it home to their family. So
That's why Moody
those are
don't
who we celebrate. Yeah,
That's why
so we
celebrate because
yeah.
Moody don't know.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I'm just grateful that I was able to make it home, and you know, but yeah, I'm gonna get out that. But most definitely, I appreciate y'all being here, and yeah, if y'all are interested, definitely check out the NFT. It didn't pull up here because my internet is trash, but
Hey,
I
D-Wiz,
did drop it in the chat. Go
one
ahead, bro.
last thing. One last thing. I'm not sure. I just looked in the chat right now. Did you speak on? Because I was going in and out. Did you speak on crypto.com? I seen somebody had a question about it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. I'm bullish on them too.
Let me see this MetaMask. Somebody asked, was it MetaMask? But no, it's MetaMask. I just dropped it in the. I sent it to Moody. I meant to send it to y'all.
Bruh,
But
just
it's-
send it. You see the universe trying to tell you, bruh. Dang.
Look, bro, you my brother. You getting one.
No,
You
bro,
don't want
I'm
playing games. I told you last night.
no, bro. I gotta set everything up, bro. I'll be bullshitting.
So, but yeah, it's MetaMask. I dropped it in the chat. You can pull it up on Android device or Apple device. Just make sure you write down that seed phrase, that private key. Do not lose it, because if you lose it, you lose access. If you lose access to that wallet, whether you lose your phone or you log out, delete the app, whatever happens, like you lose access. So just make sure you do that. And like I said, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all being here with me. Appreciate you, Moody, for always being there, bro. Appreciate everyone that provided, any participation, and even those who just listen in. If you learn something, I appreciate you just listening to me rant about what I love, so thank y'all.
Man, I
And
appreciate you, bro. Thank you for staying on the phone with me countless hours, bro, and just putting me on game and teaching me things I need to know, bro. Like, appreciate you as well, my bro.
man, you know it any day, bro. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna stop the recording. So